Hey vet rehabbers, how you guys doing? Sorry we're a little bit late. We had some technical issues, but we all sorted now. I'm excited to announce that Janice Huntingford is going to be joining me. She's from the Essex Animal Hospital. She's board certified in canine rehabilitation and sports medicine. And we are looking forward to her series of lectures that she's going to do, which is starting next week, all about cats. So Janice, thank you so much for joining me.
Happy to be here.
Janice, I wanted to ask you, I'm not really a cat person. So when I say that, I never grew up with cats. So we never had cats as a pet. And I'm not one of these people that love cats or hate cats. They're just there, cats. And because of that, I think they always are drawn to me. They love me, cats. So if I go to someone's house and they've got a cat, I sit down, the cat will come and sit on my lap. And when I was, especially when I was treating, and I was working as a vet, and treating loads of cats. I was always known as the vet that was good with cats. And I think it was probably because I didn't fuss over them. It was just the cat was there and I sort of respected them and I was a little bit careful of them and didn't, Gucci goo them too much. So I wanted to find out, obviously cats is one of your passions. Do you have loads of cats at home?
Well, I actually do. I live on a farm, so we do have a number of barn cats. I think we're up to 9, and I have 3 indoor cats. We have always had lots of cats. It's interesting because if you are a cat person, or if you are what I would like to call a cat whisperer, the cats know. And I would agree, a cat really does not wish to be fussed over. And particularly if you have a Siamese breed, we had one whose name was Pippin. And he didn't want to be touched unless he wanted to be touched. And then when he jumped up on your lap and wished to be petted, you could only pet him for so long. And then he would turn around and bite you and say, I'm done. So we used to say, well, I've been chosen. The cat is on me. I can't get up and do anything because I've been chosen now to pet the cat at this point. So they are definitely not small dogs. And when we treat them as far as pain goes and as far as doing feline rehabilitation, we need to remember that they have distinct personality from the canines.
So we're all so looking forward to your series, which starts next week, Tuesday. And you're going to be chatting to us about pain in cats. You're going to be talking about feline rehabilitation. And then I think we've got 2 lectures on all the orthopedic conditions, right?
Yes, that's correct. We're doing a general overview of pain. We're going to be talking about rehabilitation, and then the orthopedic conditions, just different orthopedic conditions, many of which I've come up with in doing feline rehabilitation and with sort of an eye to rehabilitation. And of course, I have one lecture that is specifically on osteoarthritis.
Okay, great. And in your clinic at the moment, do you treat majority of cats? Because I think about my clinic when I was in practice, I'd probably see maybe 2 or 3 cats a week. And I think that's probably the reason why us vet rehab therapists, we're not that comfortable with cats because we don't have so much experience because we're not seeing them that often. So that's why I think there are so many of the therapists that are so looking forward to these lectures just to get some insight into feline rehabilitation.
Well, I would say my clinic, it's probably about 70% canine and 30% feline. So it's not half and half, and it's certainly not all feline. But I do think that there is a big need for feline rehabilitation and actually treating cats properly for pain in general. Because if you look at the statistics from the AAFP and from AHA, there are millions of cats in the United States, and I don't know where you are or where most of your subscribers are, but at least in the United States, there's millions of cats that never go to the vet. And there are people who will own, I think it's maybe only 50% of cats who are owned have ever been to the veterinarian. And many of those things have to do with the fact that cats don't like to go to the vet. And one of the things that I will talk about in the series is something called fear-free. And that's a really big thing for cats, getting cats comfortable in your practice, getting them comfortable coming to the veterinarian so they can be properly treated.
Great. So we're looking forward to that. And we also just want to take this opportunity to thank Assisi Animal Health because they are the sponsors of the series. And, they've got some amazing products, haven't they, Janice? And, I wanted to know whether you use a lot of their products. They've got the Loop and now their new product, which is the Lounge, if you use that in your cases.
Yes, I've used the Assisi Loop quite a bit for quite a long period of time. And I meant to actually bring one. I have one here in my house, but anyway, their two new products are their Assisi Lounge, and then they have a mat which you can use in clinic. So you can actually put the cat in clinic and put it onto that little onto that pad. Now I don't have my pad yet. We have had a couple of clients who have ordered the Lounge. In one in particular, I was very happy that they decided to do this. This is an older cat who cannot take it. It is quite arthritic, and I do acupuncture on it. I do some chiropractic on it, but they absolutely cannot give this cat any pain medication. So they're happy the cat, does well after its therapy, but they can't come in 2 or 3 times a week to have therapy on their cat. So they've been extremely excited to be able to use this, the Lounge, which is really a sleepy pod, so like a cat carrier that actually has 2 Assisi loops in it. So you put the cat in there and you leave it in for 15 minutes. You treat them 2 or 3 times a day initially. It works great. And my clients who have used it have been so thrilled because they don't have to pill the cat with anything or give it any kind of medication.
Yeah, I really like that product, especially for cats because trying to keep them still, they don't like to be confined, but they like to be in a small space that is covered and they feel safe and protected. And especially for pet owners, that they often, they feel like that there's something that they want to do. And this is something that they can do at home quite easily. So it's really a great product. Do you find, in my experience, using pulse electromagnetic field therapy, I find cats are so sensitive to it in comparison to dogs. Is this something that you found?
Yes, I have. In particular, the cats actually know when the device is on and when it's not. And I have had people who just before we were using the Loop Lounge would put the Assisi Loop on their cat, turn it on, and the cat would sit there really well. And then they said they worried about whether the cat would sit still for the treatment, but the cat did. And then when it turned off, the cat ran away. So like, yes, I know that the cat knows that this is helping and that this is the cat can feel when it's on and when it's off. So I would agree with you there.
I used to have this cat that used to purr, and then as soon as you turned it off, it would stop purring and then just stare at me. And then I would put it back on, and then it would purr again. So they definitely know, and they seem to be drawn to it. If it's on, they just go straight there, and lie down right near it. Which is amazing.
The research on it has been very, very good because they've been able to reduce use of opioids in acute situations with using a Assisi Loop in animals and dogs and cats and in people as well, because it was originally designed as a human product.
Yeah. And tell me, I believe that the Lounge, so you can actually put the clinical mats in the Lounge too, can't you, in the pod?
Well, so the Lounge itself has the 2 Assisi loops in the bottom of it already. The clinical mat is really meant for use on a chair, in a cage, something like that. I'm sure if you had a larger animal that you wanted to treat with the mat, and there's a couple of sizes of mats. So if there was a larger animal you wanted to treat, you could probably put it in a larger carrier. But as it is there, the Lounge comes in a couple of sizes. So you're looking at cats and small dogs for that. And then the pads you could certainly use on dogs as well as cats because they're quite a bit bigger.
Yeah, I noticed that there was a difference between the loop itself and the pad, and that the pad actually has a battery which needs to be replaced, I think I read, after 4 years, whereas the loop can only be for a certain number of treatments.
That's
Wow.
absolutely correct. The pad is really when they were talking to me about it, they said we were really aiming it for clinic use so that you could use it in your clinic and then you can recharge it as you need to. So that's really what they're aiming that for, more for the professionals doing in clinic treatment, whereas they were looking at using the lounge as something that you could use for small animals that the clients would do at home. Now, I think they're going to be developing a few other sizes of it. That's my understanding, but they have not done that as of yet.
Yeah, I think everything's obviously still in development. So yeah, we are looking forward to your series of lectures, and we've actually been holding a competition. So Janice, I don't know if you can see this. Can you see that?
Oh, I see. It says Assisi Animal Health. Congratulations,
congratulations, Patricia Call.
Yes,
Call.
yes.
So
I see the picture. Yeah, me without my
picture
coffee.
of that grumpy cat there, and we said, caption this. So Patricia said, "Me without my coffee," and so she's the winner. That classic grumpy cat face.
Yes.
So we've got one more competition this week. So those of you guys that are listening, if you're not Online Pet Health members obviously get automatic access to the series. For those of you that are not members, you can either just register for it. So just click on the link in the advert on our Facebook page, or you can enter the competition. So there's a new competition coming up, which is a photograph competition. So we're looking forward to that. Janice, thank you so much for your time to come online to chat to us. We are all super excited for next week. After 4 weeks, we hope that we know loads and loads about cats and are confident about our feline rehabilitation.
Terrific. I'm looking forward to it.
Thanks so much. And yeah, we'll see you next Tuesday. Mm-hmm. Those of you that have any questions about the series, you can just post them in the comments, and one of the Online Pet Health team will be sure to answer them.
Okay. Thank you.
Take care, guys. Bye-bye.
Bye.